I just fell in love with the piece of property right there on Sand Creek and the trees, and as a recreational piece of property where my boys could go out and camp. And the reason why I considered having it logged was because it had never been logged before, and it was thick, super thick. You could barely walk through it. So I wanted to open it up a bit, make the place more functional for us, and make the place healthier as a piece of property itself. When I met Dave, I liked him immediately. He's a pretty likable person.
When I got started, there was a lot of big loggers in Klamath, and I didn't figure I could ever compete with them. So I thought, well, if we can't compete with them, then let's do quality work and let's send quality logs. We started very small. I've been proud of being small.
We spent, most of a half a day at the piece of property, and he told me there was enough lumber on the place to make it worthwhile for him.
And I'll go around with them and eyeball it, and I've been looking at trees long enough that I can kind of get a grip on how much wood's there, and then we try to figure how much volume that they're interested in taking, what species.
We walked the property again and again, and each time he explained more to me, taught me more, I learned more, I became more comfortable with them. It's mostly ponderosa and lodgepole, and he walked and said, this would be a great tree here to cut. This one not, because it's got a fork in the middle. These are dead.
We're wanting to create trees with straight tops, trees that have some room. This is like a big old carrot field. By leaving these straight, healthy trees and by giving them room, it should take off. Usually most places we've been at, you go there a few years later and it's growing.
Because my property borders Sand Creek, he explained the constraints of the riparian part of the property. I'd never even heard the word riparian before. So he was really talking to a beginner here, and he was patient.
And so the operation was important too for forest health. There was tree mortality in there in the lodgepole, ponderosa pine, and in the aspen, and by thinning that, enhancing forest health.
By opening things up, the trees that are there are going to become more resilient. They're going to be healthier.
Timber was so thick and there was so much blowdown that I thought it was susceptible for a lightning strike, and it would just go up as a tinderbox.
By giving them space, you may be able to have a fire come in and not take it out, and not crown out, and not go crazy.
Skid roads that Dave put in, opened it up, created natural fire breaks, so I'm a lot more comfortable right now with the property as far as fire safety or fire hazard than I was before it was logged.
We try to use old existing skid trails, which are usually in most of the places that we come to, and key off of those.
So here's our contract here. If you treat this property like it's yours, I think you'll be happy and I'll be happy. And he did exactly that. And I actually have egress into the property over a small bridge. Well, it turns out that bridge couldn't sustain logging trucks and logging equipment. So we worked with Jason Pettigrew, got the permission to put in a culvert. So I went and bought a 20-foot culvert. Dave picked it up, took it out there, and his crew installed it. And then at the end, we pulled it out clean as a whistle.
There was some aspen restoration, some conifer removal in there. There was a decadent aspen, wildlife enhancement.
Also, I have a great stand of aspens. I've got cottonwoods, and they were all kind of getting dominated by the number of ponderosas and lodgepole. So by kind of clearing things out, I opened that up so that hopefully those types of trees that we didn't log and the wildlife will flourish.
If it's just a fiber log, why not reach up and cut the birch log up if he can get that high, and then you've got a automatic Woody the Woodpecker tree.
A small landowner, I think whether they know it or not, they get a peace of mind. They have an operator who comes in, makes sure the notification operation, the legal requirements are done, it adheres to the Forest Practices Act. And then also on the ground is balancing the tree selection, is actually serving as their forester, their economic advisor in a way, marketing their product, and then protecting their other resources, whether it's the value of soil, water, and wildlife.
The place looks great. He cleaned up great. The slash piles are high and tight. I've got a nice log deck there. It's opened up. He did exactly what he said he would do, and I got the exact result that I wanted.
And he really has an eye on the future. He wants to build a forest for the future.
He explained to me, if we take care of this property and we do it properly, you've got a future here.
The way I see it, what we leave is perhaps more important than what we take, because the whole idea is that we're stewards. The more trees that we can leave, that's what's going to be the future.
When this whole thing was done, I consider Dave Harmon my friend, and I don't know how you can get a stronger endorsement than that.
I love the woods. Very, very simply, this is it's a good place.